Let's face it, we suck at staying in shape.
But this year, we're going to get our bodies
And our minds into a better place.
Join us on our journey to wellness.
And no matter what happens,
We'll see you in health. Welcome back, everybody. Oh boy, have I recovered this week, and I am ready to talk about my feelings.
oh no.
Yeah,
you had a rough week last week.
I was not with it. I was not hip. I was not ducka. And for those that get that joke, we're the same age.
You're old.
Yeah. All right, Willie, I did it. I went to the gym and I sat on that machine and let it measure me. You didn't say I would have to remove so many pieces of clothing.
Shoes. Just
But,
shoes and socks. You don't have to remove everything else. Were you just standing there balls out?
It was behind a desk.
Okay.
So it's kind of only like from the top up, you could see everything else. I just wanted it to be accurate, you know? And not a lot of people were at the gym at the time anyway. So like, I wasn't embarrassed as much as I was embarrassed.
I think the weirdest part about it is that when you're like standing there, the app is very strict about how your arms are placed when you're holding the thing.
I know.
So you're just like,
And it
you're
yells at
staring
you.
at the front entrance looking like this.
You just you look like you're skiing for the very first time. You know, it's like pizza, French fries, pizza, French fries.
Oh God. All right. Now, Scott,
Yeah,
I have not checked.
Nobody's around.
I haven't checked the images you sent me.
That's good. I want to talk about it, but I just want to real quick, as I'm standing there in my like rapture pose.
Yep.
I feel very weird because like I'm walking up to the desk and one of the trainers is there and he's just like, "Hey, what's up?" And I kind of like shyly point to the thing behind him and he goes, "Oh," and so he like gets out of the way, and I walk up and it's like, "Take off your socks and shoes," and I'm like, "Gross, yuck." So I find a disinfectant bottle, I spray everything down, and you're right. There's these two like flimsy poles,
Yeah.
and then this robot voice says like, "Stand with your arms out."
Wait.
And then I
wait.
grab the.
It made
I grab the
noise
things.
for you.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast, and I paused because I was like, "Is this thing talking to me?" But it's like, stand, place thumbs, stand, and like separate arms. And so I did. And it's like, make sure your arms aren't touching. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I'm like going like this. I look like I'm trying to fly with these like weird things. And then I finally get to a point where I just kind of stand there and I'm looking around and everybody's, going about their business, thankfully. But for somebody who was just walking in, it would just be, like I said, I'm floating there, just doing nothing. I look like a fool. And then it's like, all right, let's go. And it starts whirring, measuring.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't call me fat directly because I don't think legally it's allowed to do that. But it was like, hey, if you could just, like
Step
get
on a
on
scale.
those-
Look at the
get on those
number
equipments
and subtract 10.
and just be that. All right. The reveal of my in-body analysis to compare with Willie's in-body analysis. I believe last week we talked about how the lean body mass for you was a bunch of 100s on top and the 90s on the bottom. And then we went into the fat side and it was
500%, 584%, 569%. Nice.
Okay. So here's mine. You may now look.
Okay.
Just look at the first one.
Hey, we're pretty much there, man. That's good.
I like how it says that everything is pretty much, except for my right arm, which is really strong for reasons. Everything else is like almost 100%.
I've been there. I've seen it. It's very aggressive.
But if you look at the Pentagon, it's pretty like square. Like I am an average person.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I guess, all of my body parts. I don't have like a arm wrestler's arm. I don't have super chunky thighs.
What's
like
going on with
everything
that
is
left
kind of.
leg?
What are you talking about? It's 94% versus my right leg at 95%.
But I mean, that's almost 96%. Are you just like running in circles? Is this what's happening?
On my left leg, I've got like a weak PCL, so I think I'd favor my right leg a little bit more.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's what that is. All right, so good there.
I thought
got
that's just the way
61
your
points, by the way.
wiener curved, and therefore you lean a little bit that way.
Now, it actually leans to the left, so it's maybe it's making up for more.
Your right leg's compensating.
I
Got
realize.
it.
Yeah. So I scored 61 points versus your 55 points. And I have no idea what that means.
No idea.
But I like that it's higher, even though that could be worse. Let's go to the fat.
All right.
Let's take a look here. So my top portion is only in the 400 percentile.
How much? How good do you feel, you fuck?
But the Pentagon has now spread across my entire body. Apparently, my feet are the only things that are not fat.
This Pentagon has taken over just like Homeland Security. This is... Whew. I mean...
So, we've got some work. Got some work to do.
Yeah.
Apparently, my trunk, my core, weighs 40 pounds.
Isn't that absurd?
Or has 40 pounds of fat. I think that's how I'm supposed to read that.
I think, yeah, mine's 50.
I was like, oh God, I have no muscle.
Now, your trunk on its own with muscle is 62 pounds. And so
62 pounds, yeah.
100 pounds of your mass, according to this, is right in that middle from shoulders down.
Okay.
Probably seems
so
about
half
right.
of my body is trunk.
Yeah,
that seems. But yes, left arm, trunk, and right arm are in the 400 percentile, 400% of fat, and that's really bad. My grade, Willie, my letter grade, I got a C. So not a D, but above average morbidly obese, according to this terrifying app.
C for clinically obese.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to use this scale going forward as what my weight will be, because that's going to force me to go to the gym and like measure with this thing more often. So with that said, I now officially weigh 209 pounds. We have to update.
How much?
209. 209.
How do you feel when you read that?
You know, as this is the first time that I've done this and gotten this level of report, this data set, I'm okay with it because it's a starting point. The scale that I have in my room upstairs, it's always been off whenever I go to the doctor's office. So like it kind of just matters what scale that you're using most often. I don't know if I was 200 pounds when we started this. I might have been 205 or something, like, I don't know, because I didn't use this to go off of. But I'm going to use this to go off of going forward. Thank you for introducing me to it, and I think you should do the same.
I will be using that as kind of the main weight. What I want to share with you is that a week ago today, I weighed in at 232.8 pounds. As of today, I am 230.1.
Nice. Very nice.
That's
I'm proud of you.
Lost.
I'm proud of you for making it this entire Ramadan season. Congratulations. To sticking to at least half of your guns. Say half?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 2/3. I think I fasted for 2/3 of the time. But even then, my choices for food were drastically different. I think the thing I'm most proud of is that I'm down just in the last month. I'm looking at this as like 7 pounds.
That's great. That's honestly amazing. I have to ask you, how does that make you feel mentally? Because this is checkpoint number 1 of a 2 checkpoint stance question. How do you feel right now mentally?
Great.
Losing 7 pounds. Great.
I feel so good. Like I'm just like I'm so proud of my progress and of being able to like want to go to the gym. I want to stand on the scale. It's like when you start to finally like, when you're at the bottom and you're like, man, this is shitty. And then you just start the vicious climb up. As you start to like get used to the movement, every single step feels like an accomplishment. So for me, entering my food now in like the Lose It app feels like an accomplishment. It feels like I'm winning, even if it's not great food.
There's tons of people that do not track it. And for you to do it every single day, that is a step in the right direction. Can you think about how you were feeling before you started this fast? When you were 7 pounds ago, like how you were feeling?
Awful. Like I just
so comparatively, this feels good, right?
Yes, I can hear myself when I watch back those videos from a month ago and just like hear kind of like there's like this underlying sadness in my physical and mental health.
Right.
And generally, like if it's in a show form, I think it shows up as like being self-deprecating.
Sure.
But I think when you're being self-deprecating, maybe there's some underlying reality to some of that.
Yeah, there's truth behind every joke.
Yeah.
I get it, yeah.
And so as I'm listening, the realization of like that version of me, I can overcome that. Not that I'm not going to be back there again. Like everybody is going to go through those like ups and downs, right? So if I gain 7 pounds,
it's a roller coaster, yeah.
This is my moment to me to look back and say, you can overcome it. It wasn't that hard.
You're right. You just had to fast for 4 weeks. That brings up my second point. I want you to hold on to how good you feel right now. And just like, I don't know, like brand it in your brain. Tattoo it on your body somehow. Like just say like, mentally, this is a snapshot. I feel good. I'm on a good trajectory. Because your fasting state is now over. Technically, the rules that you had set for yourself are gone. Mm-hmm. You have just wandered into the open wilderness, and now you can do whatever you want. And that brain of yours, which, is you, is going to say like, oh, I'm not fasting anymore. Yes, McDonald's is just right down the street. I can go there. They have that new mix and match deal where you can like get a surf and turf burger. Like,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I saw Canada has this new apple pie. What's their McFlurry? Yeah.
Dude.
And it just sounds amazing.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm going to be honest with you. Can I? Okay. I was so proud of myself yesterday that on my lunch,
you rewarded yourself.
I rewarded myself with McDonald's.
This is what I'm talking about. Because your brain now thinks that because your challenge is over, you have freedom. And because you accomplished so much, you deserve a reward that technically, according to how you want to perceive it, is harming you. So you're treating yourself by hurting yourself. And that's not what you want going forward.
Correct. So hold on. Let me read the rest of my day just so we're on the same page. Because I made a conscious choice to say like, all right, if this is how I'm going to reward myself, to say like, good job, here you go. I got done eating McDonald's and I felt like garbage. And I was like, I'm happy to not eat this anymore. I now understand much better, like the impact that it has on like how I feel. And so for breakfast, I had an apple, and for dinner, I had like a mixed green salad with chicken and cottage cheese, and that was it. That was the rest of my day.
Okay. But once again, just remember how good you feel. Like I'm just gonna keep hammering this nail. Like you feel good. You lost 7 pounds. That's what you want. That's the reward. Not McDonald's. Not salads and apples only for the rest of your daily meals. Like you can put in place some sort of plan and have success in that plan and accomplish your goals. Just hold on to that.
I will. How was your eating this week?
Shit.
I shouldn't laugh, but just the irony and just that whole thing.
No, it's the truth. I'm still working on my I guess portion control.
Okay.
That was the focus. But I weighed myself on my other scale and I gained like, I don't know, half a pound. So like it's still curbing. It's still going up, but it's like curbing back down.
Yeah, I mean,
and I remember like we talked about like just eating less calories. And I thought that's what I was doing, but I was replacing it with foods that were more caloric dense and not necessarily or the other way around, like the bad one. You know, I was eating bad calories.
Oh, yeah.
So I was eating less food, but it was more calories in them.
Yep.
Kind of, that makes sense?
Yep.
There's this grocery store that is near and dear to us called Lunds and Byerly's, and they have a section near the meats where they have these pita chips. And most people can have regular pita chips that live on the shelf. These are like fresh batch made from a local company.
And so it has less. Is it just the quality, or is it that it has less sodium for you?
It's low sodium, and it's got like a spicy garlic jalapeno crunch to it. Oh my God, Willie! I go through a box of those. It's not a box; it's like a little tub. But I can go through a tub of that in 2 days, and I did twice. They're so good.
Later in this episode, we're going to talk about like just some like things, right? Some gear that you can outfit yourself for the gym, for food, and for mental health. And so one thing that I want to share before we get there is what has helped me tremendously this past month is what I'm drinking. Like, I am constantly just like sipping on water to the point that like I almost have like, I will do that when I start to feel hungry, just like out of habit, like drink a bunch of water and then I'll kind of forget that I'm hungry.
It's a real thing. You know, a lot of times your brain thinks you are hungry, but you're really just either dehydrated or thirsty. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I am, like I said, my mental space wasn't great. I had to overcome that for this past week, but I'm back. And so another week, another challenge. Speaking of challenges, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this show, I think we should challenge ourselves for another 4 weeks. Not necessarily fasting, but something. Okay. Something just keep the brain in the mind that like we are restricting ourselves in a good way. So it could be something where like we have to do so many push-ups and sit-ups every single day. Or it could be another fast by we only eat chicken and broccoli and a vegetable for 4 weeks. And we don't tell our wives.
Okay. No. I like the push-up thing because like there was a point. You remember when we went to the gym, we decided that we were going to start with 10 push-ups, and every day we went to the gym, we were going to add 1. And at like the top of our notebook, we would just write down where we're at. The next time we would get there, dude, do you remember how easy it was for us to do push-ups after like 6 months?
We started doing like upside down wall stand push-ups. Like that's how good we got.
Yeah.
And we were doing regular sets of like 30, 40 of them. And it was amazing. We were doing like decline diamond push-ups, one-handed, like we got into some advanced stuff.
That was awesome. I saw no growth in my chest, but just the strength that we built.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Push-ups are like, it's a cool party trick.
It is. Right now, I do 10 push-ups every single day in the morning, like as I'm about to leave the door. Do you want to set like a daily goal?
Yes.
Okay.
Or is the goal that we have to... no, it has to be a daily goal. I think that's the easiest way to do it. I was going to say like we need to get to 100 by next episode. No, I think it needs to be a daily goal.
It should be a daily goal. So for the next 4 weeks, let's do this. Every single day. And I don't know if it's 30 days, but let's just do 4 weeks, right?
Yeah. Yep.
10.
Let's start at 10, and next week we'll...
And we have to record them.
Okay.
We have to record every single day, doing all 10. So we just get up in the morning, put your phone in front of you, put some clothes on.
No, absolutely not.
No free shows. No free shows.
Hold on. You said the camera has to be in front. What if...
to the side?
No, what if it's behind? What if it's just
like
crotch?
Up the poop chute? I don't know. Just right below the twig and berries. Just
Don't
so
you guys wish there was smell-o-vision now?
Either way, like just record it every day.
Okay.
And then you'll send it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post it on our socials.
In it. I'm into it. Not okay. I know what I want to do the next one, or the next time we get back to like a fitness one. So if we do like a
mental health one or something.
Yeah, right. If we do something different next time, I want to start doing pull-ups.
Okay, you can start training for that right now. Do you have a hang bar in your house?
Yeah. I don't know if it fits on my door, but I'll find out.
Okay. All you have to do is hang from it for 10 seconds, 3 times a day.
Hang.
Just hang.
For 10 seconds.
Put your hands up. Full extension, like let your body fully hang and get used to the grip. You're working on your grip strength.
Just do that. Nothing else.
Just hang.
Okay.
I mean, if you can do a pull-up, fine. Like, start going for it. But, like, I can't right now. I don't think I could do 1.
A year and a half ago, I could solidly do 5. That was like, that was such an accomplishment for me.
Well, we'll get back to it. But just start hanging and getting used to the feel, the touch.
Sweet.
Of cotton.
Oh, hello?
Fabric of our lives.
Okay,
so let's get in gear.
Let's do it. You, I love that you're getting back into the gym. I know sometimes like you get up in the morning and you're like, what the F? What do I wear? Are people going to judge me? What's the most productive? You and I
laugh at me.
That I think this is one of the things that you and I have always been drawn to is like, what's the best quality thing I can have for the thing that I'm doing? And so maybe it's like gaming. Is there a good gaming headset? Is there a good controller that I need? Do I need the best computer? Whatever that might be. We have always done that. Because of that, I think we have a non-rudimentary understanding of like good quality things that you could wear or bring to the gym. And we're getting into the nutrition part and the mental health stuff. And so like, this is our opportunity to kind of break that down for people that might be new, or just at least open the conversation to people that like maybe are experts that have been listening to the show and want to share with us what their favorites are.
Yeah, we just know the trepidation you can feel from starting something like this. It seems like it's a vast journey.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to take that first step. Don't do it barefooted. Unless you're into that. Unless that's part of your journey, I guess. But, like, I remember when I first started working out, and we started first working out, I was so embarrassed by the way I looked. Like, I just didn't want to leave my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I felt gross. I hated the way, like, all of my clothes fit. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to find some quality gym clothes and not feel like everybody's looking at the, elephant that walked into the room. Because that's like what I compared myself to.
Yep.
But I changed my mind. I changed my mind by thinking like, listen, I'm not going to buy the most expensive thing out there. I'm going to start with something super basic because I want this to not fit me in 6 months. I want the problem to be that I have to spend more money now on clothes that fit my body better because this one is way too big.
Yeah.
So I started with Old Navy.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Old Navy actually has an entire set of workout gear, and if you give me 1 second, I will pull it up.
Well, while you're doing that, I have my go-to inexpensive option. It's something that I've been wearing to the gym for the last maybe 2-3 weeks. I would recommend this a lot. And so tell me a little bit about your Old Navy stuff, and I'm going to give you some options here.
So I think it's just now called Old Navy Active. It's on their website. You can find, I mean, they've always been known for fleece and stuff, but it's lightweight. You can get a t-shirt for $14.
That's not bad. Is it one of those like wicking ones, like sweat wicking fabrics?
Like moisture wicking. It's like Cloud 94 is the new thing they're calling it. It comes in different colors, but
dude, I have always hated those types of materials because when you first get into the gym, like everybody is picking out like the colors that they've worn in their wardrobes forever, right? You're a very colorful person when it comes to clothes.
Oh, thanks.
But if you're out of shape, all black. Just get black.
You don't want to be peacocking unless that's what you're into.
Right. I just don't like the way that those fit though. So I choose to not get like a colorful thing or one of those like moisture wicking fabrics. I choose cotton. I bought a 12-pack of Hanes black t-shirts on Amazon, and they're the best thing ever.
You got to start somewhere, and why not? If that's what makes you feel comfortable, if like a little bit denser fabric that hides all the curves that you're trying to get rid of, gets you to the point where you can confidently go in and work out in front of others, I'm 100% for it. I like this other stuff because I'm a sweaty ass dude.
Gross.
And this stuff breathes. I know it is gross, but you need to sweat. That's you getting rid of those curves and replacing them with the harder curves. I don't know. It's something that just if it's lightweight and it just drapes on you, then the sweat's gonna catch on it and it's gonna pull it away from your body, and distributed on all of the workout gear. Just remember to wipe down your machines, folks.
So hold on. Those are the basics. If we're talking tops, I have some that are not so basic, and I want to talk about them. Some of my favorite brands. Lululemon, of course, is one that everybody's going to talk about. Their tops are actually really great quality.
I've heard that. Yeah.
But Scott,
they're expensive.
They are.
I hear they're worth it.
Something you and I have started getting back into. It was a brand of our childhood. Abercrombie has really great stuff right now. Please don't sleep on their clothes. They have an active brand section. It's called YPB, which is your personal best. Not a sponsor. Really great quality shorts, really great quality tops. Like if you just need something, that's a great place to go. Plus, you can get like a lifting tee, as they call it. It's $29.
That's so reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
$60 shorts, maybe.
I have $120 shorts, and I kind of like these $60 ones better.
Yeah. I don't know. I bought some. I think I'm wearing Old Navy shorts right now, but like they have, or maybe these are Abercrombie. I don't know what I'm wearing, but they've got like a bicycle thing on the inside that keeps everything in place, and then just has the loose material on the
little knuck up. Nice.
Yeah. I like to have support.
Speaking of bottoms, nice. Yeah, you could go with like Lululemon. Somebody that I used to work with recommended that because he went to the gym all the time. He was huge. He was from Miami, and he was like, listen, I go to the gym 1, if not 2 times a day. I only wear Lululemon. The very first pair I ever bought, I still own them today. And that was years later. Meanwhile, if you've got thighs that rub together, that's not gonna. Nope, I've gone through a lot of them.
Oh, okay. Thick thighs may save lives, but they will put a dent in your wallet.
Yes, they will.
But there's so many brands out there. I don't know anything like. When it comes to Lulu, yes. But you've also got like your Nikes and your Adidas and all that stuff. I feel that's more like basic gear versus advanced, even though you're paying maybe premium for their branding or name, whatever. Do you own anything that's like super advanced, like above Lulu? Like an Arc'teryx kind of level of gear?
For the gym, I don't. I have purchased from brands that I think are more expensive, but they don't necessarily need to be. Hold on, let me. I have to remember the name here, so hold on. I have these brands, Scott. The company is ASRV. Very fashion forward.
They got words on them.
I hate the words. I've been trying to get them to come off. It says relentless pursuit.
Hey, I mean those are good words when you're trying to achieve goals. But at the same time, it reminds me of Jared Leto's Joker.
Or just Jared Leto, kind of a little bit of a piece of shit. So here, I've given you 2 brands. One is what many people on TikTok in the gym community have called the like Lululemon dupes. So it's CRZ Yoga, which you can get on Amazon, and they're a pair of shorts or a pair of pants, like those like nice joggers. They're $40. Amazing. I love them.
Their website is
You're talking about ASRV?
No, CRZ Yoga.
Oh yeah, the website is terrible.
Oh, there's a dude. Okay, all right. There's a dude on it now. Okay.
Oh, what? Where did you go?
It was just all yoga ladies, and I was
Wow.
like, "Oh,
yowza! Woo!
What are you buying from here, Willie? I didn't know."
Just the photos.
Yeah, this is reasonable, and this is supposed to be Lulu quality.
Yeah. Well, it's a little. It's like a step down.
All right.
Versus ASRV. If you want to get a pair of their joggers, why don't you take a look at some of the prices there for me, Scott?
Oh, it even says premium when you go into it. All right, he's intimidating, but looks exactly how I want to look. All right, a T-shirt is $70.
Yep.
Not even like a workout T-shirt, just a regular. We've got the brand on there. The joggers are $170.
Yep.
Oh my. These better work out for me for $170.
I will say that the quality of this material, I own like 2 pieces from this company.
Sure.
It's kind of the nicest quality, but it's not made for people like you and me. It's
fat.
Yes, it's made for athletic. It's made for athletic bros, and so like,
okay,
if you're
all
that
right.
like slim, muscular build, think Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Perfect. These are absolutely like, it is a brand that you will stand out, and people will be like, "Damn, look at that hottie." But when we wear it, they're like, "Oh,
abs.
He needs a couple of inches on those shorts."
Oh man, I could make a bunch of jokes that are probably triggering, but I'm not going to do it. So that's some of the just clothing, like shoes. Let's talk about shoes. I think you can go to the gym in just about any single shoe, as long as you feel comfortable in it. I know people who lift weights in like Converse, Chucks. You know, you don't need to run. You're not doing anything other than standing there and getting your squats in and lifting stuff. You just need something that's going to help you be stable while you're standing around moving your upper body and lower body. But I will say this, if you're trying to do any cardio, like find a really nice pair of shoes or something that contours to your foot style if you have flat feet and you don't want to have that feeling of walking on the floor. There's so many different brands like New Balance and Hoka that have like that squishy marshmallow arch support. And it honestly, when you run, it takes so much pressure off your knees and hips.
Dude, there was a point where you were running a ton.
I know. I was running every single day. And like around the chain of lakes. Like I was hitting all 3 lakes. Like that's how much I was running.
It feels so good. I'm reading this post from the New York Times. It's a section called The Strategist.
I love that. Yeah.
And so this writer is talking about like some of the best shoes that you can wear. And on here, like the less expensive workout shoe option is like the Chuck Taylor All-Stars, just like the high top ones. Mm-hmm. I've worked out in those. They're great. Because like if the point is just to lift weights, you want a shoe that's fairly flat anyways, and that's what you're going to get. But if you're going to spend any amount of time on the treadmill, please do not do those shoes.
They'll eat up everything.
Now, okay, so you have missed a few brands that my wife also is like, I will never work out in these brands. I, on the other hand, only work out in these brands. And so like Nike, like either the Metcons or the Free Run or Adidas, those are like my go-to shoes.
I love Adidas. It feels so good. Nike I've never worn, but I've thought about getting a pair of the Pegasuses for running. Pegasus.
I think the issue you have is that they're like a skinny shoe and you've got fat feet, you fuck.
I do. No, those measurements said that everything else was fat, not my feet. I've never heard of the Metcons, but they get high reviews in as far as gym shoes go.
Yeah, they're pretty standard. You've probably seen them everywhere, and I've owned a few pair. I don't think that they're very comfortable if you're not at the gym.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you ever buy a pair of those No Bull?
I did.
Supposed gym shoe? What did you think of those?
I actually think that they would be great for you. They were too wide for my feet.
Oh, I like that.
Super high quality. It's kind of in that like high end fitness clothing type brands where it's like more of a niche market, like specifically tailored to working out. If you were to buy a pair, you can customize them, make them look a certain way. I actually think that they would work perfect for you. They are not a shoe that I want to wear anymore. I just like they're too wide. I like my feet to be snug.
Sure. The Metcons, man, now you've got me on those. Have you ever owned a Nike Romaleo?
Gesundheit. Romaleo?
Yeah.
Is this... I can't spell. I can't do it. Where would it show up under for shoes?
It's good for grounded stances. It says it's the best shoe for weightlifting, according to Gear Patrol.
Then no.
Okay.
Listen, I've always been really bad about getting good weightlifting shoes. I don't know, man. I like just throw on my random Nikes and I'm good to go.
Yeah, I wear a specific running shoe to the gym to do kind of everything. I've never thought about switching shoes. I think that's a little advanced or extra to go from a running specific shoe to another shoe. But maybe it's just because I'm ignorant and I don't know.
You should 100% get a pair of wrestling shoes.
Or just like rock climbing shoes.
Oh my God.
Built in.
I have a pair of rock climbing shoes. My God, the pain you feel. Holy crap. Yeah. Now, like tops, bottoms, shoes, I think these are all really important. Do you remember back in the day, like many years ago, I was doing those Spartan races?
Yes.
There's a specific shoe, like style of shoe called an OCR or trail running shoe. Man, the only place I've ever found to get like high quality trail running shoes is just to go to like an REI, and you got to try them on. They're all going to be smaller niche brands. Steer clear of anything that's like a Adidas, Nike, anything that you would know, and just get something that like fits your foot.
I'm a big fan of the company that's called Merrell, Merrell.
Street.
Yep. I've been wearing those as hiking shoes for forever. My uncle put me on those when I was really young, and they are so comfy. I have a pair that's kind of like everyday, but they make trail shoes, they make running shoes, they make all kinds of stuff. Like, you should definitely check them out. But there's also something called Mammut, Mammut, which is specific to trail running. Columbia also has shoes, although I don't know what their quality is over time. And then Salomon, which you may know from like skiing, they also make gear.
They're like, okay, so you get yourself jazzed up, ready to go to the gym. You've got your nice Hokas on. You've got a top from Lululemon. You've got your bottoms from Abercrombie. You've spent $400 on an outfit. What are those extras, and should you avoid them?
You got the confidence now, right? Like, you can do anything that you want now that you feel good and look good. How are we going to track our workouts? How are we going to, like, remind ourselves week to week, what did I accomplish starting this day and now ending on this day?
Well, Scott, back in the day, you and I just wrote it down in a book.
That's right. We bought a little, 3x4 spiral notebook, and we brought a pen.
Yeah, from like Target or Office Max. I think the whole thing was like $5.
And we figured out what we wanted to do. Like, we want a cool, like, male pectoral area, so we're gonna do bench press. We're gonna do regular bench press. We're gonna do incline bench press. We're gonna do decline bench press.
I think we just started.
Here's where we are.
We started
by
like
just wrote it down,
going on websites and searching and saying like best things to do, best starting workouts, and then we would write down each of the like workout routines we're gonna do, and then it was so easy to look back like 2 weeks and say, oh, I've made progress.
It's really fulfilling to see that book fill up week over week. And then when you have to buy the next one, incredible feeling, because you can see like, oh, Willie, look, several months ago, we could barely lift the bar. I remember. Now here we are. We've got plates on the side, like full giant plates. We're real men.
He's joking. We're not being sexist.
No, but we were weaklings. We were small children.
Like, genuinely, we couldn't. Remember decline bench press? We couldn't lift the bar. I was like, get this off of me right now.
Oh, it was so funny. But to the point where we were suddenly doing not Lenny Kravitz like workouts, but like where we could like do sit-ups with the bar and have weights on the side. Like, I want to go back. We have to go back.
We'll get there. If you know that reference, you're also old. There's been a few other things that I've done. I wanted to try my hand at making like a spreadsheet version of a workout tracker.
Nerd. I mean, what are you talking about?
Awesome. I was able to like put the workout in. I could like update the like number that I'm at, and it would tell me if I'm like increasing or decreasing compared to the prior day.
Okay.
I was pretty proud of it. I spent a lot of time working on a spreadsheet and not going to the gym because I thought that would help. Don't get yourself trapped. Like, seriously, just like buy the cheap stuff and do it. But Scott, there are some apps that I have used to track fitness. Years ago when I started getting back into the gym,
Tell me some good ones.
Huh?
Tell me some good ones.
I needed to get to a place where I was feeling like I needed something automated to build me a workout that I could then fine tune. And I've finally reached a place now where I don't need an app to track. I've kind of got all of the weights in my head. And so I can go to the gym and know if I do the bench, I know how much weight. Or if I'm going to do deadlifts, I know how much weight I'm supposed to put on there.
According to that in-body measurement, you have all the weights in your trunk.
Correct. The app that I use is called Fitbod, and it's like a $50 a year subscription. But it can auto-generate workouts based on what you want to do. If you can give it the type of splits that you want to do. You can see videos about how to properly do each one of the lifting strategies.
That's so huge.
It does timing. And so like maybe you want to do like what are the workouts where you do like two different ones at once and then you
supersets?
Superset. Yeah. You can tell it if you want to do supersets. It will then give you like a timer for rest periods and then yell at you to like start working out again. And so you kind of can predict how long your workout's going to be because it's just based on the app.
I think I tried that for a couple months and I really liked it. I just didn't want to pay the money.
Mm-hmm. It sucks.
It's expensive. Yeah.
It's very expensive.
I think the worst thing about the free routines that you get, whether it's through an app or a website, is they'll just say, hey, do a dumbbell bench press, do a dumbbell bent over row, this many sets, this many reps, do a kettlebell upright row. And if you're new to the gym, you're like, what the hell is that? What the hell is even that? And then you have to go to YouTube, watch a video, and try and remember it the next time you go. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of mental acuity to just like say like, oh man, I just did a mental workout. I don't know if I have the wherewithal to go and actually do the physical workout now. Mm-hmm. So this app is $50 a year?
$50 a year. But I want to take it one step further. Just like the reason this app has so many accolades behind it is, let's say you're brand new to this journey and you walk into Lifetime Fitness, you've spent all of this money and you have no idea what machines do what, but you just know that you want to be able to be fit all around. Or maybe you're like, I'm having an issue with my hip or something. Scott, you can choose in the app to say these are the available pieces of equipment. Here's the dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells. Here's the machines that I have available to me. Here's the brands. And the app will say, cool, I know it's available to you. I'll build you a workout based on what is there.
Well, what I was trying to say is for $50 a year, that's really only like $4.25 a month, which I know you spend more than that in your McDonald's drive-thru.
How dare you? It's worth it. I mean, that's a good way to put it, right? It's worth it. Yeah. If what you get out of it is confidence to be at the gym in a place where you're feeling really shy or like unknowledgeable
or just lost. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's some advanced extra gear. I honestly, maybe I'll go back to that because it seems like a good deal.
It really is. And like headphone wise, like I know we have all these other things that are on the list. Like unless you're doing some really heavy back exercises, like if you get yourself into doing deadlifts or into doing squats, and you would tell yourself that this is a more advanced version, that's when you're going to want to use one of those like weight belts that people have.
Yeah, it protects your back.
I don't necessarily.
But you don't have to.
Yeah, I don't see the value unless one, you have a really bad back, or two, you know what you're doing because there's a way to use those. Don't just like happenstance into it.
No, you don't necessarily need to buy that belt. You don't need to buy those wrist grips to help you lift really heavy. You're gonna have to start out lifting weak first and get your form correct, and then when you're starting to ask people for help to spot you, then you can start looking into that gear.
Yeah, the benefit of those like wrist straps for lifting is that especially when you get into the gym, you had told me that if I want to be good at my pull-ups, just hang, right?
Yeah.
Hang 5 because I'm improving my grip strength. And so there is a point where if you're going to deadlift or if you're going to do like pull-ups and you have to add weight, if the place that's failing is your grip, you then need those wrist straps so that you can continue to lift super heavy weight, but you should probably improve your grip first.
Yeah, as much as you can. You mentioned headphones really quickly. Most gyms will have some sort of music going on. If you don't like it, get a pair of headphones, in ear, over the ear. We see them everywhere. You can use ones with the cord. Like, it doesn't matter. Just find something that stays in your ears. You can listen to whatever music or audiobook or whatever.
I have some strong opinions, and I'm just going to say this. If you have a pair of headphones that are like $500, they're not meant for the gym.
Really?
Those are not
What if they're
sweat and fluid resistant headphones.
Weren't you going to let me borrow a pair of really expensive noise canceling headphones for said gym?
Cut this out. Forget about it. Yeah. Well, hold on. Some people will go out of their way, Scott, to buy them specifically for this. I'm giving them to you, and I don't care what happens.
Right. And now we're not trying to like wallet shame anybody. If you're rich as all get out, like spend whatever you want, wear whatever you want to the gym. It doesn't matter. But if you're just starting out, yeah, you can find some good deals on workout specific and maybe not even noise canceling headphones, just like something that plays your music in your ear.
Yeah, just sing to yourself. Don't be one of those people.
I do sing to myself at the gym.
Out loud?
No, I mouth the words.
Scott, you have no audio playing. You're just... So there's two more categories we should talk about. Can we transition over to some nutrition pieces, some gear around food?
All right, so you're gonna need a kitchen. You're gonna need.
You don't necessarily need a kitchen. Sorry, we're not gonna shame people for being unhomed.
You need a stove, a fire source. So like,
that
logs,
part you need. Yeah,
fire, a lighter maybe. What are we talking about?
Well, so we've been talking a lot about like calorie tracking. I think this is important because it's like you need to know the score in order to win.
Sure.
If you ever look at the best people in their category, they know the specifics. They know what score they're at. They know the over and under, math. Tracking your calories, if you want to get your diet in check, is super important. We have always used Lose It. And I think that's just what everybody around us was using.
It was kind of like the trendy one, the popular one.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried a couple other ones, but Lose It always had, while not necessarily the best user interface, just the most features that at the end of the day I needed, or I thought I needed.
Have you tried any other apps? Because I have. I went down this rabbit hole recently of trying to find some other apps to see maybe am I just in the wrong category with this stuff. And so I found an app called LifeSum.
What?
LifeSum.
LifeSum?
Yep.
Like dim sum, but with life?
LifeSum, one word. It's like it felt like one of those beige Stanley water cup drinking women's app. I say that with
all respect.
All due disrespect. No, it's one of those. It's a bit more kitschy. It's got these colorful, trendy colors. It's really just the Lose It app. It's just an app that provides you the ability to track your food, track your calories, be able to see trends, find one that fits inside your budget.
I went searching this week specifically as we were preparing for our show, and I found something that is, I don't know if it's going to track food, but it's like an overall fitness tracker. It's called Gentler Streak.
Is that when you shart just a little bit?
And it feels fine. You don't feel embarrassed about it.
That'll dry off in a little bit.
That's a small one.
Walk it off.
It's more about getting the overall workout. I don't think it has any necessarily food tracking, so it doesn't really apply. But I've also tried MyFitnessPal,
mm-hmm.
and that one, once again, it was just, I don't know, The user interface wasn't any better than Lose It.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's all just like what you're like really what you're into. There is one thing that I think that this is like a good transition. I was looking for a good food scale. And so I think like the most basic food scale, like I have this like crappy round one where like you have to like zero it out. Yeah, but it's not a button. It's not digital. It's just like a weight. And you just like turn it to 0.
Interesting.
And then you put stuff on and you weigh it. And it gives you a good sense of like, oh, I'm eating this many grams of chicken.
Smoking this many grams of
chicken. And so I never knew if it was really accurate. And I decided I wanted to look for an upgrade. TikTok then recommended a scale that looks like this.
That looks like what? I don't know what that looks like. That kind of looks like a big phone.
Hello? The point of this scale is in conjunction with an app that you download, which seems like one of those apps that is going to be quickly banned, just like TikTok. When you put food on the scale and you open an app, you tell the app what it is that's on the scale, and it tells you the amount of calories it is. So it'll tell you the weight, but it like if I put an apple on there and I tell the app it's an apple, it says that's 120 calories.
That's pretty cool. I like it. I like the idea. Does the app cost anything?
Nope, it was free. The scale itself, I think, was like $40.
Not bad. Does it measure anything else besides calories? Does it say like this is how many grams of protein are
Yes,
in
it does
or
the
anything
entire
like that?
nutritional breakdown. It's like it shows this tall ass screen shows an entire breakdown as if it was one of those like nutrition labels.
That's cool. I think that's worth it.
And the way it's portraying all of that information is the scale itself doesn't have the app built in. It doesn't have any stuff. It's just displaying it from the app on your phone. So you tell it what you're eating and it does it.
This is an advanced level question. Does that then feed to any other apps? Can you import the data?
No. And so the unfortunate part, Scott, is that the app that it uses, I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. It's one of those super generic ones.
Weigh Your Food app.
It does everything that Lose It does. It has a section for food. It has a section for workouts. It has a section to like look up recipes, to look up different like fitness trends. Like it is one of those all-encompassing apps. But also, it's one of those like home automation apps. And so I know it's super weird. This is why I'm not like going to recommend the app necessarily, other than just like this calorie, like this like breakdown of food. I had to say that my scale is in the kitchen. I had to name my home, connect the scale, and then it gives me the information.
So, this company can figure out where you are, what you're eating, and then sell this information to Google so that they can recommend better food for you? Possibly?
Maybe.
Let's not try to think about it.
Let's just say like, hey,
use it at your own risk.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice.
Nope.
But that's cool. There's probably other ones out there that do that, right?
Probably. I don't know what they are. If you know, watcher, please let us know.
Yeah. What about any other specific gear then for the kitchen?
I think like food storage containers. I've gone through so many different things.
I know. You're into macroplastics basically right now. Forget microplastics.
Dude, like honestly, buy one set of glass containers.
Yes. Glass,
and
specifically.
Here is the if you walk away with any best practice, everybody has that drawer, that cupboard, the shelf that has all of their
lids.
No, you put them in the cabinet with the lid on the container.
I'm going to go one step further. Don't get the glass ones with the just press on lids.
Oh?
Get the ones that snap, that connect and hold down. They have the rubber ring that seals your food in there. Well, I make a lot of soups or liquidy type food when I can in the winter, you know. And when I bring it to work, I don't want it to slosh all over. So those press-on lids will leak over time as you wash them. Whereas the snap ones generally will hold in your food, seal it in a lot longer.
I never thought about that. That's really smart. Look at you. You're so smart.
Yeah, I am. What about a fancy schmancy water bottle so you can track how much hydration you have throughout the day?
Yeah, so some people, you just go to, get those plastics, go to the grocery store and grab a water bottle for the day. In order for me to be able to drink a lot of water, like an hour ago, I was alluding to this, I need a water bottle that provides me some flavor. And so I was on YouTube. I was watching a video by Mr. Beast. And
provides flavor?
Yeah, hold on. And he had he was advertising this water bottle on his website. And so like sometimes you go you look at stuff and you're like, this is just like a shitty thing. Scott, this has been like one of the best purchases I've ever made. So let me share it with you.
Is it called Mr. Beast bottle? Because
no.
I will disown you. All right.
It's called Circle.
Spelled dumbly.
Yeah, that's not how you spell it, but it is not. Yes. But the reason this is so great is in this bottle is just water. In this part is a flavoring. And this is not an ad, I promise, but it feels like an ad. Huh?
Is it booze? Are you putting gin in there?
No, this is lemon lime with electrolytes and BCAAs.
That's what plants crave.
Sure. But this, Scott, it goes from 0 to 10, and you choose how much flavor you want. So if you just want straight just water, flip it to 0 and start drinking out of it.
Is this a powder mix?
Nope. It's a liquid
Gel?
in there. It's a little liquid.
Where's the liquid from? Circle?
I don't know. Here, let's pull this thing apart. This is what the big pharma won't tell you.
This is a breakdown.
It just lives in this thing. This little Capri Sun pack.
Remember we were talking about environmental wellness a couple episodes ago?
Shut up. Here, Scott, I'm not kidding when I say that they have like 100 different flavors, and each one is supposed to be like 7 32-ounce water bottles, like up to that, and they're like $3 a piece.
I don't know if that's a good deal. When I can just go and buy like a Spindrift or a LaCroix, where somebody took like a piece of fruit and showed it to the can of water, and you still get the same taste as maybe what Circle gives you.
No, Circle, you can get some like way too strong flavored stuff, but you can tone it down a little bit. Scott, I'm not kidding. It is like, it has been so awesome to have this. There's now multiple people at work that have the same water bottle.
Oh God, it's spreading.
It's happening. Get into it, man.
How is that different from the, like, what are those things we used to have? The Soda Streams?
Yeah.
and we would make our own carbonated water and squirt a little flavor in there. Like, how is that different? This is non-carbonated?
It's non-carbonated. You fill it up in the tap. You don't have to like, this thing only has water in it. I don't have to like wash this thing out because it's got a bunch of like liquidy jizz in it.
Should wash it.
Well, I do wash it, but it's not like every single day. And so like, I just take this off and I put a new one on. Like in my cupboard, I've just got like 4 or 5 different flavors.
All right. I think that's unnecessary. Like I'm worried about that flavor packet being in my water.
It's not in the water.
You just said it's in the water. It like sits in the tube. It's sealed off from the water.
It's here. And so
emits...
when you drink, the water comes out of here and it goes through it.
Yeah, but there's still some pouch essencing into your water. Like how does it mix with the water?
I don't.
Little Capri Sun pouch. All right, well that's some advanced level here for anybody who wants it. I was just gonna say there's a water bottle you can buy that says, "Hey, download this app and I'll tell you how hydrated you're supposed to be. You want to drink a gallon of water a day? Cool. This only holds 32 ounces, so you have to drink it this many times." Like, you can buy that. You can buy one that, like, heats up your water, keeps it cold. I don't know. There's all those things out there where I don't need Mr. Beast telling me what to do again and telling me how much money I don't have.
But, Scott, I think that, like, that's probably the extent of our nutrition side. And so let's finish up with some mental health best practices, some gear, if you will.
Yes. There's things you can do to help your mental health, not with Better Health. Like, they are not a sponsor, but one of the things that I've used in the past was a journal to write down how I'm feeling or make up stories about how I feel.
Have you ever felt like somebody's just going to break in and be like, "Ooh, look, a journal"?
Yes, and they'll be like, "Hi, I have Scott's diary." And it's got the little lock on it. I know where the key is. I'm the only one.
Yep.
But it's not like that YouTube locksmith couldn't tell somebody how to break it really quickly.
He can get in it just by walking by.
But that's like a basic thing. Like, buy a notebook, buy a small one, buy a big one. It can have a kitty on the front. It can have nothing on the front. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just, if you can't talk to somebody out loud, write it down. Say, this is how I'm feeling. I know that on my phone, I have a journal app, and it reminds me, hey, you went to the zoo today. Like, why don't you write down how you felt about that? Mm-hmm. Or, I noticed that you were at work all day. Like, how did that make you feel? Just write your feelings down, and it can help you feel a lot better about how you handled the day or how you thought you handled the day.
Yeah. I have always wanted to be somebody who's journaled by writing down. I even, like, after a software update, I opened the journal app on my phone and was like, oh, this is going to be cool. Like, maybe I'll set up some reminders so that I start journaling. Man, I have always struggled with that aspect of, like, writing stuff down. And so, like, there's so many tools out there. I think unless it's notifying me and it's allowing me to, like, go in and say how I'm feeling,
I was going to say, there's a pro tip. Pro tip, Willie.
Yeah?
Dictate it.
Oh.
Don't write. Just start dictating. And do a stream of conscious. Just get it off of your mind. Get it off your chest. And when it's done, hit end, close the journal, and walk away. You can always go back and say, like, what the hell was I thinking?
Interesting.
But maybe that'll give some insight into, like, how you were mentally at that point in time. Because your stream of conscious will go from just a bunch of random thoughts to something that's a little bit more coherent.
Oh. That's Scott, sometimes you're so smart.
I know. I know.
Have you used
it's brief,
any...
but I take advantage of it.
What about meditation? Have you done any sort of like the basic thing is just like start breathing, like start practicing different breaths.
Yeah. In through the nose, out through the mouth, count to 5, picture a mountain, picture like, rain somewhere. I have done meditation several ways. I have used my phone as kind of like a sound board where I listen to rainfall, or I listen to, which is probably just cooking fried chicken for everybody who's in the know there, or listening to the sounds of the forest or waves crashing against the beach, and then just mentally putting myself in those places. I've used wellness apps that have breathing specific timers. So my smartwatch will tap my wrist as I'm supposed to breathe, and like it'll tap it to breathe in, tap it to breathe out, and do that for a set period of time. I have listened to, through meditation apps, like people saying like, I don't know, just they read something, or they say like, focus on this, picture yourself here,
You're loved.
I'm not down with that. I am in my head more than these strangers are, so like I want to hear myself. Get over it. If I don't know if that's like a stubborn
No.
focus or something like that, but it's just like, who are you? Like, I don't give you consent to be in my head right now. It's kind of one of those things.
Can I just share, like, here's my pro tip for you. I love going into the sauna at the gym.
Sauna.
Thank you for pronouncing it the correct way. I was just trying to be inclusive to our listeners. You don't have to download an app to listen to rain sounds or stream sounds. You don't have, like, if you have headphones, if you have an iPhone and you go into accessibility and then audio, there's something called background sounds, and you can choose balanced noise, bright noise, dark noise. They don't have brown noise, Scott. I know you were wondering. Ocean, rain, or stream. And you just flip the like background sounds toggle on, and it just plays that sound.
Why is that in accessibility?
Because there are a lot of people who maybe have like certain like I'm trying to think of the nicest way to say this, like certain versions of like autism, where like hearing is something that like can be really jarring, right? Those are the people that like walk around with headphones on because audio stimulation is too much. They might want this background sound. It masks out unwanted environmental noise. But like, dude, it's really super easy to do.
I never do that. That's amazing.
I do that.
Have you seen I don't know if it's like a light. I think you can get like a meditation specific light, and sometimes they're an orb, or kind of like the thing you have in the background there. It's just a smart light where you can program it to make sounds. Yeah. Or it partners with a sound app, and then it just changes the lights in your room.
Yep, we have it. It sucks.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, it's good if you're using it in that way. It does put off like a really warm light without having like a big bulb in the corner like that blinds you. And so for that reason, It's not bad. But I kind of like my smart lights. They're fun.
Yeah. Yeah. You can set them up to do specific things and like maybe tailor it towards a meditation thing. Because I know these smart lights that I have, and you now have from this company called GoVee, Govee, not a sponsor, but they have like 40 different programs, and like you can adjust speed and brightness and variability, and it's very, you can set a calm like turn all the other lights off and just have this kind of glow and aura around you. It's pretty cool.
Agreed. Is there any sort of like other mental health things that are good best practices? I would say like if you're looking for something that tracks sleep, damn near everybody's phone will have something built in standard. And I think in those situations, it's using like audio cues to listen for like, are you awake or not? I've always been interested in getting something called 8 Sleep, which is like one of those mattress toppers that will it will heat up or cool down either side of the bed. It will vibrate you awake if you need it, but it also does full sleep tracking.
Does it measure like how you toss and turn?
Everything.
Interesting. I don't know how that works.
I don't either.
I was going to say like just get like a little pad or a yoga mat so you can sit down or lay down and just have a little space, a nice quiet room, and focus on your breathing or whatever else you want to do for your meditation.
Mm-hmm.
But a mattress topper that has vibration, I haven't seen that since those movies from the 80s. You know, where you put a quarter in, it shakes the bed.
Oh, man, if you were around for that one, guys. Woo! I was not old enough to take advantage of that, but I was like, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, why does your bed vibrate? Is this like maybe the inception of soaking?
Oh, I think it was. That's probably where it started.
Gross.
Some Utah company. Yeah.
But also awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they probably made bank.
We should wrap.
So you can take all of these, okay. And you can take all of our recommendations to the bank that this is where you can start. This is not necessarily where you have to start, but it's where you can start. These are ideas to help get you going on this journey of wellness. These are all things that, for the most part, Willie and I have tried ourselves.
Yep.
And we wouldn't have included them if they, you know, we would have said like, oh, definitely stay away from this, or anything that's pretty much we didn't talk about is either because we don't know about it or we excluded it on purpose.
Correct.
If you have recommendations, let us know. The show goes up on YouTube. You can put it in the recommendations or the reviews for the podcast app, wherever you listen to podcasts. But just get started. That's kind of where we want you to be and where we were several times over now.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let something as simple as a moisture wicking t-shirt hold you back. Buy something from Hanes. You don't have to spend $400 on your outfit. You can walk into the gym in clothes that you already own. I'm wearing a Jurassic Park t-shirt from Abercrombie & Fitch. Like, I got this on sale for, I don't know, $13. And it is now my go-to gym shirt for the most part.
Yep.
Why? Because it's soft as hell and it feels good.
It feels good. Just be comfy where you are. Don't overthink it. But as that random guy on TikTok says, go to the fucking gym.
And track your calories. It's really important.
Yeah.
Drink water. Stay healthy. We love you. And tune in next week where we'll see you in health.